Hello, children. Myself, Monica. Today, we are going to learn very important part of writing skills, which is introduced in class 10th. And as you all are well aware about that, there are some of the changes which are being done by CBSE. And what exactly is the reason behind it? That also we will just discuss about it. But first of all, what is being changed and replaced? Earlier, you were having story writing, but now you are not having story writing. In the place of story writing, you are having analytical writing skills. Okay, so first of all, we'll just see the basic reason. I'll just ask you something. How many of you are aware about IELTS? I think everybody knows it. IELTS, if you have something, some craving about going abroad, and there's a test which you have to clear, that is International English Language Testing System. So when we are talking about international language, so there are four basic pillars, that is reading, writing, listening and speaking, that you all are well aware about it, and we are doing it in our in our 10th standard. Also we have ASL's assessment of speaking and listening. But now analytical writing skill is replaced. Basically earlier we were having story, now story is replaced by analytical paragraph. We are having this in IELTS when we are given a bar graph, we are given a pie chart, we are given a line graph, and we just have to write the analysis of that. Okay, just to check our analytical skills. Earlier I also told you earlier also, this is question number 4, and it's just a paragraph. You would be given a map, a chart, a report, line graph, and in about 150 to 200 words, you just have to write a thesis. You just have to write analytical skill you have to show in that. Okay, you have to write a thesis on that. Now, what is analytical paragraph? Actually, it explains the evidence that support your thesis. When I talk about something, when I give a speech, I deliver a speech, when I say something, I have to justify my point. So similarly, when you're writing this paragraph, you have to clearly justify it. It's a thesis. It's a statement that declares what you believe and what you intend to improve. The structure, I'll just talk about that. Basically, you will have to write 5 paragraphs. Okay, and introduction, 2 parts will be there. First, you will introduce the thesis, and in the second paragraph, just to gain the reader's attention, you have to start with a hook sentence. Something just like when you just recollect when you're writing a letter to editor and something. So what you say, that through the esteemed column of your newspaper, I want to bring attention of the readers. Do you write or not? I hope everybody remembers it. Similarly, when we start notice, this is to bring to your notice. So there is some hook sentence that you have to write to grab the attention of the readers. Then come to the body of the paragraph, elaborate your analysis and provide a background information on your topic. Just like if I talk about that, what is the climatic changes? So I just have to justify it that in the last few years, this was the reason, and that is the basic reason behind the changes. So I have to justify my point. Then I would have to provide a proper roadmap. What is in my mind map. In the last one, you have to conclude your analysis by concluding and summarizing the points in detail. What you think, what the points you want to include, what the changes you want to do. You just have to conclude it in your own words. Points to remember. First of all, read the question carefully, which I always says. Then summarize the information by selecting the main features. You can also make relevant comparison if required, and then you have to elaborate your analysis. It's a detailed examination of the structure of something. But one thing I will just tell you, that don't add your own information or data. You just have to tell what you are going through, what you are looking. Simply that. Restrict to the word limit. And it's a very simple, if I say that some of the changes are being done by CBSE, that's for your betterment. When you were writing story, you would have to just imagine a plot, you have to imagine a story, fictions, characters, everything. But here you are given a map, you are just going to write the analysis of that. Analytical paragraph writing. I just told you earlier also that roadmap, that what exactly means, you have to divide it into 5 paragraphs. In the first paragraph, introduce the topic. In the second paragraph, first idea. third paragraph, second idea, then fourth paragraph, third idea, and in the last one, you write your conclusion. Now, components of analytical paragraph, I told earlier also, I have, briefly told you that first an indented first line, then a topic sentence, then third, at least three pieces of supporting evidence. If you're writing, you have to support your evidence. And last one, a concluding sentence. So just 5 paragraphs you have to make sure you are writing in that. This is the example. A bar graph is given. A blue line is indicating public schools and red government school. Now, what exactly is the question? That you have to differentiate between the interest of the children of public schools and government school, how they pass their time, teenagers especially. So this is a question, suppose you are getting in your exam. So how you're going to write? Just look at this. This I have particularly for you, I have written there, teenagers and leisure time. In the first, this is the first paragraph you see. In this bar paragraph, we will analyze the ratio of leisure time spent by present day kids and children years back. And also the comparison between public school and government school children, how they spend their time. In second paragraph, present day techno-savvy kids do not play games like Ludo, Carom, chess and other indoor games. 9 to 18% of boys and girls in the age group of 13 to 19 years possess their own cell phones. In third paragraph, when I have to support, in the survey conducted recently on some 2,000 students of 2 leading schools, one government and the other a public school, the following facts were revealed, which are already given in the bar graph. You are just going to tell those facts which are given. In the fourth paragraph, I said that you have to, give weightage to your evidence. While the students from public schools spend more of their leisure time in net surfing and talking on cell phones, the government school students spend it in watching TV and talking to their friends. So in the conclusion, you write, in short, it all depends on availability and circumstances, which defines the choices of children to choose their play way methods and keep themselves engaged. Means conclusion should be according to your observation. Okay. The next one, you will be given the question like that also. A pie chart is given that the interest of the children for reading. Some children, blue line indicate that how the prescribed novels which we have to read. So 15% is the ratio. Then coming to the children who love comic books, the 25%. So similarly, you are given the ratios. You are simply writing in 5 short paragraphs describing the interest of the children of the books which they like. That's it. See how easy the board has done it for you, that you are given everything, you just have to write in words and justify it. An analysis, it's a thesis you are preparing on the given data. That's very simple thing. Another one is line graph. Also you can see that the interest of the people about music, and obviously music is not a new thing. Earlier also music means, if you'll ask about our times, we also used to love and still we love music a lot. But the changes, we used to purchase CDs. Okay, even cassettes were also available in our time. But nowadays, if you want any of the music, you just download it. So how it has changed from 2011 to 2018, I have just written in this paragraph, line graph explanation. In the first paragraph, the graph illustrates trends in music buying habits between 2011 and 2018. It presents the different methods: streaming, downloading and buying CDs. In paragraph 2, overall, both downloads and physical sales of music have steadily declined. The latter has slumped since 2011, while the downturn for the former began in 2014. Means this downturn just started in 2014. In trend, earlier also it was there, but it was mostly in trend from 2014 onwards. However, there has been a sharp rise in people streaming music since 2013. So in paragraph 3, in 2011, the majority of music sales were of CDs at 55% of all sales. That I also know. So in contrast, streaming was not common at all at 5%. Also, although people had started to download music, it only represented 35% of sales. In fourth paragraph, I have just written, as sales of CDs began to fall, downloads started to rise. They rose steadily and downloads overtook physical sales in mid-2013. During the same period, streaming doubled to 10%, but then it started to grow more dramatically. So in my conclusion, downloads peaked in 2014 at about 43% of sales, but fell to 30% by 2018. This was slightly higher than the physical sales, which shrank to 25% streaming. On the other hand, overtook both of them and accounted for just over 40% of sales in 2018. Now, children, tell me one thing, what have you done? You have just written whatever the data is given to you, but in a systematic way. That's it. Analysis. I just want you that you use some of the good vocab in when you are starting this analytic paragraph in between, just like over the next 4 days, over the period, just like you have done this music trend from 2011 to 2018. So at the beginning of the period, the trend was not that much. At the end of the period, it declined. So when you're writing a sentence, just see that the hook sentences when you are talking about, you can use these phrases or vocabulary like that. There was a growth, there was a climb, there was a drop, decrease, decline in the last year, the final year, the first year. So many things are there which just help us to make a proper analytical paragraph. It's not a difficult thing. The thing is that how you are going to get mastery over it, and it's a plus point that board has introduced it in the place of story. I hope we will do it perfectly. Thank you so much. Take care.